Alright, so I just finished this TV show called The Shy, which I actually had to give a few tries, but it feels like this.
You can't smoke in here. Okay. Now that's one word I...
Basically, this is a show about people living their everyday lives around the crime-driven south side of Chicago, and basically how they live around it and how they deal with their own problems. So let's get into this review. Like I said, this show is in the south side of Chicago, so when it comes to some characters, they're not doing always the greatest things. Also, when it comes to you getting attached to any of these characters, try not to, because they might die, and it actually changes stuff into the story. Also, the music in this show is absolutely stunning and beautiful when it comes to hip-hop, R&B, pop. It's just booming. We also have some hilarious characters when it comes to this show that might be your favorite, and some of them might annoy you.
You bring your baby with you.
We also have some major big antagonists in this show too. For example, this guy Duda, he's actually worse than Stringer Bell from The Wire.
This dinner can make or break my campaign. So I want you both there, dressed in your Sunday's best, standing right beside me. Understand?
I ain't no prop nigga.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
We also see characters reach their breaking point, which is something that happens in real life to all of us. You just have people that are pissing you off and just can't get their shit together.
Y'all? Yo, my goddamn nerves.
We said we were sorry.
Y'all stay being sorry. You're here rent-free. The least you could do is clean up.
That's what I said.
Oh, you ain't innocent in this.
I know. You're right. You're right.
When it comes to the violence that these people have to deal with and what they're around and what might actually get them killed, this show does not hold back on it. Some of these people, even some of the holy people, like religious, are dipping their toes into crime a little bit, and that is just not good.
Boy, what the hell you doing? Have you lost your natural mind?
The show does get really funny at times, and a lot of times.
Are you about to fuck my daughter?
Some of the love that these characters show for each other, and some that they meet, and some that they've known over time as the show progressed, it's very strong, and you will feel it.
I'm pretty limited to where I can go, so yeah, I really appreciate y'all coming to my house to participate.
Oh, man, come on. You know we got you.
Also, occasionally we have some people that return that we haven't seen in a while, if they do. And we also have some loose ends that are just not over yet.
The Portia, what are you doing here?
I miss you.
You can't just be showing up to my house like this.
So if you're wondering if The Shy is worth a watch, yes. It's kind of an underrated show, but also an overrated show too, depending on who you're talking to. But I was watching this when it first came out, and then I thought it was like a little bit boring, and then I gave it another shot because my dad was watching it, and not too many things impress my father so much either, because he thinks a lot of things are just too far out there and kind of stupid, which I can kind of agree. But he gave this show a watch, and this is the first show he binged. And I said, you know what? Well, I'm going to give it another shot. And it is the most incredible, beautiful shows ever because it talks about everyday life, how it has its ups and downs, kind of like For Real, and how these characters deal with a lot more trouble than just what they're dealing with, too. And the other scary thing is wondering if any of these characters are going to make it out of this, you know? So there is a season 7 coming. I do hope the show goes on for a little bit longer because I can see this show lasting a bit because there's a lot to tell about everyday life, really. But at some point, I'm sure there's going to be an ending. I just don't want it to end anytime soon of how huge it's really getting right now. And each season just gets darker and darker, man. So definitely give this show a watch. It is very good. And I believe the lady is Lena Wolf or something like that. She's also an actress, and she wrote this show very well. She also is featured in it, too. That about wraps this up. I got a couple more projects I got to do, but I was pretty close with this one getting finished. So I'll see you guys in the next one, as always.